How you going, people? Well, shit. That last video that I did, you can tell I got some new hay in here. Smokey was checking it out. 50 bales of hay, like 1,150 bucks. 23 something a bale. Crazy for hay, but it's got to be shipped in from others. There's a beetle, forgot the name of it. There's some beetle that'll kill a horse, and they're common in Texas, so if they grow it here, the beetles get in it and then the horses die. So we have to buy alfalfa hay from other states that don't have that beetle problem. But I don't know why I'm single out, so I'm not outside anymore. So I wanted to talk about that appendix carry blame game that everybody's going into. First of all, bam! Dude, that had to hurt. But look, I don't. There was a lot of people that were like, "Well, you shouldn't carry nothing there. That's why you should." Look, you can carry. I mean, this is a 357. It's loaded. It's a double action trigger. It's pretty hard to pull. I keep this in my pocket. I toss it around. I hold it by the barrel. I know everybody's going to be panicking. Wah! You shit! And go, shh. Look, this gun, if it was in a shoulder holster, everywhere I walked, everybody gets lasered. And shoulder holsters are very common. But if you don't know it, you can't have a safety Sally fit and freak out. So, look, if you're going into entry and you're high risk and tense, you don't want to laser somebody because you could get bumped and you could accidentally shoot the trigger if you get bumped. I can get bumped and not shoot my gun all freaking day because my finger ain't on the trigger. So, if that's an issue, is it a gun issue or is it a user issue? Is it an equipment issue? Would I carry this gun here? Sure. I don't think it's gonna go off. But I guess if I had something caught in here and it was really hard, it could. If I carried the gun here inside the pants, could it go off? Sure. Okay, when I draw my gun, do I laser me sometime? If I'm in close quarters, I might. I might have to laser somebody and try to go around them, but if you're stacked up and you're trying to move to different sides, guess what? You can't clear everybody around you. So you can't control your finger on the trigger. Now, the big problem with Glocks, and everybody knows, when you pull the trigger, it goes bang. That shouldn't be a problem, but everybody's making it a problem. I know everybody's going to be like, that guy's crazy, he's waving around a loaded gun. All right. You feel safer now? All you whining crybabies, you safe now because it's open? Come on, people. Look, it's a piece of equipment. You know, people will get on a highway and drive 60, 70, 75 miles an hour and have cars pass them at that same speed. And they don't know nothing about the person, whether they're an influence, whether they can drive, whether they're safe, whether they've been through training, nothing. And they'll do that all day, pass 100 cars a day, and all it takes is one to come into your lane. And when you hit, if you're going 50, it's like hitting a wall at 100 miles an hour. Because when two things impact both going 50 in the opposite direction, it's going to be a bad impact. People do that every day when they drive. No mention. No problem. You come out here with a gun and laser yourself. Oh my God, he's pointing a look. Guns are mechanical things. Can mechanical things go off? Normally it takes some manipulation. There is nothing in this gun right now that could fail and make it go off. I have to do something. I don't know. I can't do anything. If I don't do anything this gun will sit here loaded for the rest of its life till it rusts away or deteriorates, and it will never fire. There is no tension, no nothing. Until I pull this trigger, I am not putting tension to fire the gun. Same way with a Glock. You don't put the spring tension on the primer until you pull the trigger. So all these, you know, that gun was made more of a thing to hate on appendix carry, the holster, the gun. Everybody wants to hate Glocks. Oh, that's why I only carry a revolver there. That's why I only carry a 1911. Man, 1911's got a hair trigger. And 1911 safety, guess what? Can get knocked off. So if you're carrying 1911 there, it doesn't mean just because it's on safety, yeah, the rig has got a grip safety and it won't fire. I've seen grip safety fail. I've seen people adjust grip safety to where they're so soft they don't even freaking work. I can't tell you the number of 1911s that I've had somebody work on or clean or done something with, and they've made the grip safety so weak that it doesn't even engage. But I don't really care. That's the difference. I don't care what you carry or how you carry it. My job is to get you to think that, hey, critical think. Stop blaming people, guns, other things for what you do. If I get shot with this gun, 99 times out of 100, it's going to be my fault. So, and again, this has an internal hammer, which makes it even safer because now I can't even accidentally cock the hammer. The only way this gun goes bang is if I pull the trigger, and it's a heavy-duty trigger. It's not going to go easy. I mean, Glock's is a little bit easier, but it's not that much easier. You still have to have a deliberate pull on the trigger. So if I stick this somewhere in a holster with something sticking through it, and I push down or I bend over, this gun will go off. And people will say, well, that's why revolvers aren't safe, and you should, and you got, yeah. Whatever. Come on, people. Good grief. I know I'm just driving people nuts, that's why I keep it here, because they're like, oh my God, it's a loaded gun. How can he do that? It's crazy. All right, whatever. So, look, I carry this in my pocket 99% of the time. If you see me, it'll be right back there in the back pocket. That's how I carry it. No holster, no safety, no nothing. Revolvers have never had safeties until probably 20 years ago. I mean, they started putting drop safeties on them, but most revolvers never had a safety. And you probably had some people shooting themselves. And you could blame the gun, or you could blame the holster. Or you could, another thing I'm hearing is that it was the plastic holster versus the thumb. And then that other video where Tex shot himself on the draw. I've got one of those holsters. Somebody sent me a video to watch this other guy who demonstrated how dangerous it could be, because I've drawn that holster I don't know how many times. Has a cop pointing at people in a high stress situation. Never cracked off a round. Never accidentally put my finger in the trigger and pulled it. I mean, look, critical think, people. Everybody can have their own opinion. I know I got people in there that hate appendix carry. I don't like it. The reason I don't like it is it bugs me when I bent down. It's always sticking if I'm sitting, etc. If I'm going on an op and I know I'm standing up and I'm not doing a whole bunch and I want to carry a gun concealed, I might carry it. If I was working undercover buying dope or something, I might carry it there. But 9 times out of 10, I'd probably either stick it in my pocket or stick it in the back belt. Do something with it. This guy's dangerous, man. Look at the way he's waving that gun around. Ooh, it's scary. You know, I don't want to drive on the highway because somebody might weave into my lane. It's scary. It's scary. I don't want to go around the mall because somebody might trip and fall and be carrying out knives for cooking knives and stab me. It's scary. I mean, this fear mongering of trying to make it about the gun and the holster and where you carrying all that. Look, everybody's got options. Everybody's got preferences. You can carry it where you want. That guy got shot when he bent over. I think it was a shirt. I found one article. I put a copy in the description. I think when he put it in there, the shirt got caught. When he bent over, it pulled the shirt and ended up pulling the trigger. Can that happen? Yeah. Could it happen with a revolver? Yes. It might be a little bit harder because of this, but people are saying, oh, it's because that damn, I can't think, striker fire. Those aren't safe. It's as safe as this trigger. I gotta pull the trigger for this gun to go bang. You gotta pull the Glock trigger for it to go bang. Okay? I just can't stress that enough. Don't get caught up. I mean, I love the comments. I was laughing my ass off. There's some great comments. On the DEA guy, somebody called him Sir Limp-a-lot because he was trying to do it. I thought that was classic. Here goes Sir Limp-a-lot. I'm okay. I'm the only one qualified to carry this gun. I'm okay. That's just a little blood. Only a flesh wound. I'll be all right. So that was pretty funny. But anyway, look. Read the comments. You'll have a lot of different, some people are putting a lot of comments. I'm trying to approve all the different videos that people are putting up in links. And do your research. There's some good and bad. There's one guy that said he did a whole bunch of study on the Appendix, and the reason why he likes it might something. Some dude that worked for a marshal. Somebody sent me a tape. I watched a video. And I watched it, and he discusses that when the gun's here, somebody has to reach around you to try to grab your gun. Whereas if it's here, they can come from behind you. So if I'm fighting with somebody, somebody has access to my gun. If my gun's here and I'm fighting with somebody, they have to reach around me. Is that true? Absolutely it's true. But you know what? If you kept your gun in a vault, or you put a locking device, or you kept it unloaded, that way if they took your gun, they'd have to load it. And if you carried it with only ammo that would only shoot when it read that it wasn't you, that would be even better. But if I'm busting coconuts, I mean, there is risk when you're doing risky business. And you minimize those risks, you train, you set yourself up to success the best way you can, and you deal with it. But I mean, this constant 100, you know, I got some freaking idiots from UK hollering, that's why guns should be illegal. I hope all you guys shoot yourself. Nobody should have a gun. I had this dude who loaded my hay today. He's in here talking, and I'm thinking he's from Texas, country guy. You know, somehow we got in, he's into something, horses or something, and we got into talking, and he started talking about guns, and he's like, well, you know, I think there needs to be a balance about, you know, what's wrong with a little waiting period before you got, why do you have to go in and buy a gun? And I went, I had 15 bucks in my pocket. I was going to tip him for doing this. I still got my 15 bucks. He started talking about freaking gun control, like gun control isn't bad and you have to do something and some people just shouldn't have guns and they're crazy and you can't let everybody have a gun and people shouldn't. And I said, the liberal states won't even let you sell a gun to each other. I said, you're talking about a waiting period. What happens if I go buy a gun for my cousin, my brother, a friend, a neighbor? You're saying I have to have a waiting period? Well, that would be different, but you know, a waiting period isn't that bad. I'm like, dude, you're talking to the wrong dude. I almost pulled my gun out and told him to get off my property. But we were finished with the hay. I helped him unload the hay. We stacked it, did with it, whatever. But he talked himself out of a tip from talking gun control shit. So, look, I'm not freaking trying to make liberal friends. Liberals keep coming here telling me, well, Rick, I'm a liberal and I got guns and I agree with a lot you say. Well, then you're a fucking idiot. Because if you agree with liberals, you have to be an idiot. Because nothing they say is backed by fact, by history, by success. There's no successful country that starts with liberalism. None. This country became the greatest country in the world with absolute no gun control. Zero. Man, people out there able to respond and protect to themselves. Didn't rely on the government. People are like, well, we didn't have government, we didn't have roads. There were roads and cars before government. Government didn't make all the roads. We had roads before government. I mean, I just read an article in the post office, freaking, this year they lost like $4.6 billion. And they're calling it success because it's less than last year. I'm like, are you kidding me? They keep raising the price to mail. You still get mail messed up. They're always delivering my mail to everyone else in the neighborhood and I'm getting everybody else's mail. They hire the most incompetent, quota-hire idiots to do the job and they wonder why they lose freaking money. Why they're open on Saturday when all we get is damn junk mail. Why a business that I don't want mail that's not addressed to me, that's not important to me, why they say, well, tough luck, we're the government and we're going to take money from people that want us to spam you. Junk mail is nothing but legalized spam, and it's BS. But you know what? People will still use it. UPS. You let a private company take over a post office, they get half the budget, and they would be making millions with only half the budget. But you can't tell a liberal that because they think government is good. And if you only give government more money and more control and more power and give up more freedoms, you'll be safe and your life will be better. Well, that's because you're a freaking idiot. But I digress. We'll end that there on Appendix carry, and all the barn smells like nice fresh hay now. This nice green hay. You can see the other hay in the back there, different colors. That's from last year. This new fresh stuff is smelling good. All right, we'll end that there.